Hello there. In previous videos, we'll look on new updates with Firefly 3, how its benefit, quality, and other things. So in this video, actually, I want to look on a more practical use. Right here, I have an image, and I want to show you my techniques, how I'm going to retouch, how well new AI will work with this. And most important tips and tricks, my suggestions, how to use this so you achieve the best result in your retouching. First off, this AI, what we're going to use, it is ethical AI. They're actually utilizing image and training. So you will notice it does not take some other artists' work unauthorized and using, which is actually nice about Adobe using authorized art. And also, it is looking more as a tool, because before I used to use the clone tool or other things to remove some detalizations, and it's usually take time, remove some repetitions, cloning, all this stuff. So now it's a little bit easy. Well, and what we're going to do right here, we have our image. And first one, if we look, this is from Renaissance Fair. It was in Utah, and this is a little bit old. It's a BC time, I mean before COVID time, 2019. And you can see right here that we have night, which going to jousting, and this is a real full contact jousting, which is kind of interesting. If you look, it's already got some bit up, and by the way, those screws on top, it's holding this special plate, because I mean, if they hit without the special protection plate that is going up front there, they will break the ribs. I mean, it's crazy. These people is, wow. I mean, seriously, it's crazy how dangerous it is, and it's very real. But anyway, I want to just remove those elements that will give distractions. And of course, in our case, we have a microphone right here. We have a transmitter. We have some bolts, and beside, well, look, maybe we'll change something around here, because I don't like see cars. I want kind of more immersive into the Renaissance. Well, let's begin from top. And my main concern here, because you can see we do have some artifacts from the photo shooting camera. And this was actually, I think, on a Canon 5D Mark III was using for this. Okay, let's go select ours. And what I'm doing, I'm selecting the head piece right there. So when we're done, generate a fill. I don't need to worry to fill up anything. We'll click generate. It's actually performed quite a bit fast, but because this is sending information to the server and coming back, it will rely on internet connections, and it will depend also how fast it is. If you like on almost dial up, that will take a long time. So it's performed not bad. I still see right here a little bit blurring, but general right there is not bad at all, actually. Yeah, it does not. It's just a little bit blurring this segment right there. We could try, just as example, take smaller piece and see if it's actually will restore some grain, because I can see on a skin it's a little bit missing of this grain from camera sensitivity. And you know what? No, it's about the same, so we don't need to worry about this. I'll show you later how we can restore some of that grain to make it all look even. Okay, so we've done this. Let's go down right here. We'll have the screws, and so I'm going to select this one, and you know, for this case I'll go select 2. Okay, and notice I'm going over. This is kind of like flag. I think it is guild symbol or something, but problem is I will want to see if it's AI will recognize it should be square. So let's go ahead and click generate in this. And usually we want to select nuts, and also we want to remove the reflection. And actually did so. Look, yeah, it's did recognize. That is kind of like symbol, and it's very good. It's actually, let's keep it. So very nice. Okay, let's go to a little bit bigger right here. Oh, there's another. Yeah, that is a holy armor. So let's go ahead and select this. And I'm just going to select around. And by the way, you don't need to select the squiggling. and I'll show you in a second. Let's finish this and I'll show you why we don't want to do that. Well, you kind of want to do, but you need to be also aware what's happening here. So okay, yeah, it's not bad. It's actually done a very good job in this case. Well, you know what, let me show you actually what's happening. You remember right here I select this radio, yes, and if we look on this, we can see this is my selection was before, but here's what's happening. So if we take and we hide this selection, it is a square. There doesn't matter how you make selection, because how the nodes working in AI, they always will work in a rectangle way. So it's means they can be proportional to square, but it will be in rectangle. And sometimes they can work by processing 512 by 512 pixels or 1024 by 1024, depending on what model they're using. So if I take this one and select, I can see this is model below that size. So it should be developed okay. Problem is, it's when you give it higher, then you'll start have a problem. Well, let me show you what I mean by this. Let's enable everything here and we'll go back. So what's happening if I'm going to select this? Let's go select here, maybe just remove leaves, and I'm just going and says, hey, you know what, I just you know, it's hold down shift and do this. Yeah, there you go. So if I go down and I just select, you know, actually let's go a little bit bigger here. If I go and I select all of these, maybe some areas, and it should be okay. And it's usually what we do when we have it with remove kind of mask. So now let's go generative fill, and I'm just have it on one field. I don't even gone to up in the trees, you know, to all images. What's happening in some areas, it's take and it's creating this large image. Well, and if we look right here, you can see, look at this quality. Even Adobe kind of tried to send separate smaller segments and reduction, because if we look right here, you can see it's kind of try to send those squares, but in reality it's still just generating this one large image. It's actually what it did, and because of that we can definitely see this inequality when we come closer, because you can definitely see loss of resolution because it's generating big image. Even it's look in some beta version, when they did not do that conversion, you actually can see as one big image. So now the little bit reduction, I think it's maybe in a transfer they want to reduce it, but I can still tell based on this resolution and quality, they still render one big image. Scale or 512 by 512 1000, and the scale after created. So try to avoid this. If you need it, create there you go. Okay, just take one small step at that time to creating, and in some cases what will happen, like right here. Okay, let's go zoom in. What I'm going to continue doing, like I remove some air there. Next probably I will go remove this. I don't need remove together. I could, because actually if right here you look, it's a bookend, and that's what I'm looking. If I don't have it sharpened, I don't care. The low resolution will perform better and faster. So I actually can select all of this and remove it and same, but I still recommend you do one step at a time. Then you can select the best what is generated, and then you can go and kind of create this way. So this is look fine. I'm going to select now right here. Even you can see I kind of right there, see right there. I'm going to select them just like this. Yeah, we'll select generative fill, generate, and same thing, because it's a booking, it's out of focus, it's a blur on the background. So I kind of okayish about if it will look this way. Of course I can pop up maybe a little bit sharpness, but I think that is good. And it seems like this version, see, it does not have it regenerate. So the newer one, which still be in beta, you also can have it, hey, based on this, create new generating. but at least they still have its sharpness, upscale, and everything on there. Okay, let's go next. We need to remove this fence, and it does look, this does look a little bit ugly. So right here we have a problem, and I'll show what we're going to do. So you want overlap just a little bit over. We go like this, and I also going and select right here. Okay, maybe I don't need this one, so we go like here. There you go. I think this two selection is good. Just remove the fence. We'll go to generate this, see what's happening, and it should actually remove it. But what usually I found in some cases, like right there, this is look okay, but look where we have it, food. This is, it's actually much better than I expect. Sometimes if you have a problem with this and you want to restore if you go too much over, remember this is just a mask. Yes, this one is just a mask here that we can apply or not mask. And because it's just a mask, we can also go and use our brush, click on the mask. Okay, let's select something soft round, and we can also, okay, 0, we can remove paint on this mask and just remove it. Okay, there, okay. So you can paint it back in by using your mask tool, which is kind of nice. Okay, now you remember what I told before, like right there, it is quite a bit large. And if we're going and check, you can see it is quite a bit size. It's still be below 1024 by 1024, so we should be okay-ish. But also we are going and we are using this in blur on the background, so it's a DOF, so it should be fine. Just even like this. Okay, done quite a bit fast. Let's go preview. Ooh, I like this one. Yeah, look at this. It's look beautiful. I think we kind of remove it. We can look more around and see if anything else, like this air flex. Yeah, we don't need air flex. And we can do this way again, very easy. Okay. And that should work. Again, I prefer if it's will be, for example, airflex there and some other areas, I will do them separately. Again, the reason is because blurring, it will calculate all size and do this way. Okay, I think this is kind of work good. Okay, that is will be our first step, but I told you I will show you a little bit more what I'm doing with this. And we could actually take and maybe enhance it on background, but I think on the part is working okay. Just in case if you want it, let's create Control-Shift-Alt-E. We'll do all combine and we'll click remove background. So as we're doing this, we can preview, and right here we remove it background. So in this case, if I want to apply something to background, like take a black and white, and okay, right here black and white, and we can go and just reduce saturations, for example, to bring him a little bit more out, stand out. So we can do it this way. We can also apply a little bit more blurring to this if we need it, and this is actually will work for us better. It's one reason why I do like sometimes separations, because I can easy manipulate with this. And as well, if I separate model, I can modify and work a little bit better on a model. For example, like right here, I have my model selected, we'll create it. I can create new layer, like 50% gray, lock it to the layer below, switch on soft light, we'll go to our face here, X1 dark, and we'll just add shadows and highlights a little bit. Okay, let's go white. There you go. Just add a little bit more highlights on the face, creating kind of a more tired look. There you go. Okay, let's go with the black, and we'll add a little bit more shadows here, maybe more muscles, kind of, you know, emphasize. We don't need to add more muscles, but emphasize a little bit better on the horse. Just add depth, and remember the shadows and highlights actually what give it us view of the shapes, you know. Okay, so there you go. We did this, and you can see before and after. So just a little bit, not, we don't need to have it too much black and white. And of course we can just take it a little bit down. Yeah, like this maybe. Bring it a little bit out. And let's go just select again our horsey. We're going with the vibrance. Let's go select, add our vibrance here. And we'll go just pop up a little bit. Coloring, and I'm experimenting. Usually I'm looking and see. Okay, so this is one way we did it. We did lose some grain, you remember, and it may happen when you create it, may happen you will lose a grain. So for this we're going to create a new layer, fill up with 50% gray, and after we go to filter, noise, add noise, and we want to select uniform, monochromatic, and we want to go a little bit down. In some cases you want almost have it like very subtle noise which matching original noise on an image. And of course we'll switch this to the soft light, and when we come closer like to the face, you can see we have a little bit, this noise is a little bit too high, yeah, so we'll just reduce, and mostly I will just go about like right there, so it's kind of matching. Now that's all those elements, they will more blend together and look about right. Well, till we work on an image, let's go finish with something cool here. And I'm going to Control-Shift-Alt-T, Command-Option-Alt-E, take all images, visible images, combine them in a brand new image. And we're going to Image Adjustments. We'll go to Black and White. And let's pop up a little bit red and yellows. Next, we're going to Image Adjustment, Shadow Highlights. Be sure you're in more options, because if you like in the short ones, you want to click right here where it says Show More Options. Yes, it's well open for us, and we'll just go and take a radius maybe to about 11 pixels on the highlights and shadows. Pop up both of those highlights and shadows all the way to the 100%, and take tone. This is for the dark, this is for the white. Bring like this. This is will create a kind of HDR look tone. And of course, for that, I want also sharpen, unsharp mask on the same layer. And then we'll take unsharp and pop up maybe about 70, 80, 90, something around there. It will create, and let's convert this to the soft light. So if we look closer, you can see it's almost create this kind of grungy lights, a little bit more kind of sharpness on the texture. Okay. Don't need that much. I'll just bring a little bit down right here. There you go. And of course, you know, I almost always use selective colors now to readjust colors. And so before we're done, there's our blacks, and you can see we have it. If you like crushed black, you can go more towards this. I like a little bit flatter on the darks, and also I want to go them with a kind of like cyan bluish color. No, the colder on the shadows and warmer when we're going to like neutral or highlights. So colder dark, warmer light. And right here same, I'm just going towards a little bit yellowishy, a little bit reddishy, so kind of warmer, playing with this. So I'll go right there. Let's go with the whites, and we can preview. Ooh, this is beautiful. Okay, we'll go that way, and we can also just make a little bit warmer on the whites, maybe around there. Okay, if you want to add depth a little bit, remember you have it your like a green grass, we can add a little bit more to our green grass right there. Shadowing. So just a general play around, and you can see we have a nice beautiful overlay. Almost any time when we have color overlay or other things, it will help us unify all those details that were generated, because they're kind of masking, almost bring everything to same contrast level, everything to color saturations level, and that will make them look very similar. So it's kind of nice in this way. Well, right here I think we created our image with a new Adobe Firefly 3. It did not have this, you know, fancy image creation, which you can still do. You can still play, and they are very impressive. But it still perform very well as a tool for us to for the professional photographers to retouch. You can see it speed up so much, so fast you can do with this. I think it's a great tool that using, and of course, as any tool, it's only good as a user, as an artist, and it's ethical or not ethical as well as a person who actually wield this tool. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.